The Empath. This is Star Trek, the original series, season 3. Woo! Okay, we're continuing on with our Star Trek reviews. We're using my space system, of course. It's story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. Two's the best you can get. I know you're sick of hearing of it, but there's always going to be someone who clicks on this video and doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about, so I gotta do this every time. We're going to give the storyline a 0.5. Uh-oh, 0.5. This is not a great one for me. I feel like season 3 again has lots of neat ideas that don't really go anywhere. This one is kind of just lazy to me. So there's these two guys that were, so the Enterprise checks out this outpost. They're dead. They play a tape back. The two guys got teleported to this dark room, which just has a couple of pieces of furniture that they're calling a set. Sure. And there's this woman there, and I guess they died. And you're like, okay, they died. So now Kirk, Spock, McCoy, who now are part of every landing crew ever. Like this is really outrageous. Like you're sending your chief medical officer, the captain, and your science officer, who's also your number one. All of them go down every time with no backup. Where's the red shirts? Everyone keeps saying, oh, all these red shirts get killed. There are no red shirts. There's never, I don't think red was a color. I think they just got rid of red. Scotty wears red. He's like the only one. Uhura wears red. Okay. So basically they transport down, then they're bing, 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 disappeared. They're put into that black room. And there's a woman there who can like absorb their injuries and take them on herself. So it's all just a big test to see if her race is worthy to survive. And I'm like, okay, but those two other guys died. What was their test? You're basing an entire planet, an entire race on one person. I mean, if you're going to base mankind on one person, and what if you base it on like Charles Manson, right? Like I don't, if you base it on me, we're saved. That's for sure. If you base the entire planet on just me, then the aliens are going to be like, humans are amazing, intelligent, just perfect. They need to be saved. If it's based on me. No, but seriously, what if that woman was psychotic or something and they base everything on her? So these aliens, their world is going to die, and there's a bunch of planets and only one of them can be saved. So they're running a test. Now, are they running tests on a bunch of these people? Are they running tests on other races on other planets to see if they're worthy? What makes you worthy? They themselves don't, the scientists don't really have any kind of compassion. Or any kind of morality, really. They're doing these crazy experiments on people and hurting them. So who are they to judge who's good? I don't know. It's just this really, the Empath, I don't know. I just didn't care about her at all. Anyways, we'll get to the characters. For the pacing, I'll give it a 1. Like it's all right, I guess. I'm not bored really, mostly because of the 3 leads. I'm not bored or anything, but I just feel like, again, they're just gonna get out of it, and I know this. And look, Batman's gonna capture the Joker. Wow, that's a spoiler. Okay, well, except for in the Batman where Batman loses to the Riddler. But other than that, Batman usually wins in his movies. So we know that. We know the crew's gonna survive. They're gonna get out of this. They're gonna solve the problem. But it's the problem that's presented and how they solve it. Those are the 2 key components. And when those 2 components are not good, then it just becomes, well, they're just going to save the day, so hurry it up. That's the problem. Obviously, we know that Kirk's going to win in the end, but we don't know how he's going to do it, and it's based on how complex the problem is. And this is just like, oh, they just have to basically survive there until it gets solved. It's like, okay, fine. So pacing is a 1. Artistry, I'll give it a 0.5 for artistry. Like, what the hell? Like, there's nothing going on. Maybe I should give it a 1. Should I give it a 1? No, I'll give it a 0.5. There is nothing. There's just blank sets most of the time. You're like, okay, this is brutal. So yeah. And there's parts where Kirk's hanging, and it's like, you can't hang with your arms that way. If you were, like, they'd be stretching the crap out of you. You'd be in massive pain. You'd be hanging like this with your arms this way. Whatever. Yeah, so I'll give it a 0.5. Characters, crazy. I'm going to give the characters a 2. The reason is that the 3 of them are great in this one. McCoy especially for me, stood out a lot in this one. Now, the three of them are always good, but there's certain ones where someone stands out a little bit more than someone else. That happens, especially with these episodes where you have all three of them. I think McCoy really stood out in this one. I really like where they're like, well, someone you got to pick, and Kirk's like, I'm the captain. I'm gonna pick who's gonna go down, like who's gonna sacrifice themselves. And they're given a percentage, like, oh, McCoy probably won't survive it, but Spock could survive it, but he'll just be mad and lose his intelligence and whatever. So Kirk's like, I'll make the decision, but then Kirk is incapacitated, and then by the doctor, and then Spock's like, oh, perfect, now I'm in command, so I'll make the decision. I'm gonna go, and then McCoy injects him, gives him the hypo, and then he chooses himself, which was great. That whole thing was awesome. The empath, she's fine, so I'm not gonna ding it. The villains are kind of I should ding it. I really should ding it a 0.5, but I'm not going to because I really liked the stuff with the three of them a lot in this one. Enjoyment factor, I'm gonna give it a 1 because I'm a sucker. I'm a softie, and I'll give it a 1. It was okay. Like, I don't hate it. It's just underwhelming. That's all. So I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. This is one of the weaker ones for me. I don't think it's garbage or anything like that. Again, I love all of Star Trek. If you're new to these videos, I love all Star Trek. It's my second favorite TV show. I'm comparing it to itself. So Doomsday Machine is way up here, and then this one's like, this isn't that good compared to that one. I'm not comparing this episode to, Star Trek Picard, which I can barely even utter the words Star Trek and Picard as together as a show. So I'll take the empath over any of those episodes, like easy. So there you go. That's everybody. If you like my space system, please like the video, consider subscribing. Check out Clobberin Times Saturday Night Star Trek. Clobberin Times channel, link is in the description below. Every Saturday night they do 4 episodes of Star Trek. Check them out. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Until next time.